guys, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited to make this video because I feel like it's a topic that I'm very passionate about, and I'm trying to make more content around self-love and self-care and just like loving yourself. And today I wanted to share with you guys 5 habits that have essentially like changed my life. I don't like to say like change my life, but really I think it has made a very positive adjustment to my life and how I view my daily tasks and just stress and things like that. I am a huge believer in emitting positivity and, you know, law of attraction. So if you guys have any habits that you guys have done that has really helped your life, let me know down below so we can all share it. But if you guys are interested in my 5 habits that I have implemented into my life to simplify and just make my life better, then stay tuned. First thing is reading. Growing up, my dad always told me to read. I just felt like it was such a chore. It reminded me of school, and I didn't really love school that much. I'm not a great test taker and stuff like that, and so I just didn't really like the thought of having to read on my spare time, because why would I want to do something I don't like during the time that I have free time? But within the past couple of years, I've started to read a lot more, and maybe it's because I'm not in school anymore and I don't really equate reading to studying, and I'm not reading books just so I could like learn something new, which, like, granted, yes, I just finished reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, which helped me understand investments, but that's a topic that I was really interested in learning about. But I also finished this book called What Alice Forgot. It's just a #1 New York Times bestseller, and I just really wanted to read it. It kind of puts you in a state where you're not so focused on like everything around you, and you're very present in the moment. I'm currently reading originals by Adam Grant that Sean recommended to me, so if you guys are interested in my good finds and stuff like that, let me know down below or just DM me on Instagram and I will send you a list of books that I think are great to read. The second one is super random, but it's dancing. And essentially just like not taking your life so seriously. I've found that anytime I'm in a funk, which, like, I'm gonna be real, it happens more often than I'd like. I work from home, so there's a lot of time where I feel kind of isolated and just have cabin fever because I'm in my house all day. And yes, I can go to a coffee shop and go out to other places to study and work, but when I'm in this funk, it's hard for me to like get out of it. But what I found is if I listen to upbeat music and dance around my house, it really helps me and it makes me feel so much better. I don't know what it is, but I'm a huge believer in the fact that like music helps change your mind. I remember when I was younger and I was going through a breakup, like I would listen to sad music so I could cry more, and it's really sad. It's funny now, but you know, I'm just a big believer that music plays a huge role in your feelings, and it can really help you feel better and feel happier when you're in a funk. I think it's just really important to not take your life so seriously and just enjoy the moment. And so sometimes that's what I'll do. I will dance around my house with music blasted, and for whatever reason, it just makes me feel so much better. The third one is creating a vision board / setting goals for myself. Statistics show people who write down their goals have over an 80% higher success rate of achieving them. For a lot of years, I used to physically write down the things that I wanted to accomplish in that year. For instance, when I was in college, I wanted to do an internship that was international, and then I wanted to intern at a Fortune 500 company, and you know, fast forward, I wanted to move back home because I lived outside of California for so long and I wanted to move back home after 7 years, and I wanted to make that happen. And once I moved back, I feel like I kind of lost sight of creating goals for myself, because I was like, well, I'm in a job that I like, I'm in the city that I love, and what's more, you know, what more can I ask for? But then I realized that after a while that not setting goals for myself kind of made me feel very lost. I don't know if it was because I was going through like a quarter life crisis, but for whatever reason, I felt very lost. And you know, not to say that I feel like I have my life together right now, but I think that creating a vision board has really helped me focus on the things that I want to prioritize for that year. I think it's just a really great reminder for me, because even though I might not look at it every single day, I do see it at least 2 or 3 times a week, because I do have it on my wall over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh no, you guys can't. I'm a very visual person, so for me, vision boards are super, super helpful. For instance, my boyfriend, Sean, is not a visual person, so for him, he doesn't see the point in like creating a vision board, but he does write down his goals on paper. So I think it's just really important to set yourself goals, or create a vision board or whatever it is, so that you can keep your mind focused. Number 4 is to be selfish. When I say the word selfish, I feel like there's a bad connotation to it, but to a certain extent, I think that it's okay to be selfish. And I don't mean to be selfish to like, make the other person feel bad or anything like that. But if you're gonna be selfish because that will help you become better, I think that that's 100% okay. So for an example, I have learned to say no. And for me, as a people pleaser, it's really hard for me to say no, because I want everyone around me to like me and just, I want to do things. I'm like a Labrador. I just want to make other people feel good. Even though I'm very extroverted, I am an extroverted introvert. I don't know if that's a real thing, but I truly believe that it is, because there are days where I love being outside, I love being with friends, but then I need that time to be alone to just recoup and just get my sanity back together, because otherwise I just feel so deflated. I feel like if I'm not 100%, then there's no way that I can give more than I can to other people. I think it's just really important to take the time for myself and be selfish when I need to. Last but certainly not least, comparison. I read this quote and I have it on my wall in my study, and it says, "Comparison is the thief of joy." This is a topic that I am still working on, and I'm sure I will work on till the rest of my life, but I'm really bad about comparing myself to other people. I'll be looking on Instagram and I'll be like, I wish I had this, or I wish I had that, and that's an awful way of viewing your life. Whenever I spend way too much time on social media, I never get off the phone and say like, wow, I feel awesome. I definitely did not cut out social media out of my life, because that's not realistic, but I've most certainly limited my time on social media, and I try to spend that time, if I have free time, reading or doing things that will kind of make me feel a lot more positive, as opposed to feel negative. And this might not be for everybody. Maybe you guys go on social media and you guys feel like empowered afterwards, but that's just not how I was viewing social media, and I realized and recognized that that was very unhealthy for me. So anytime I find myself comparing myself to somebody else or anything like that, I take a step back and I remind myself that their chapter isn't what my chapter is in my life. Just because they're the same age as me, it doesn't mean I'm supposed to be where they're at. I just feel like comparing myself to other people is just like a vicious cycle, and I'd much rather put that energy into doing something positive. So that's one thing that is, like I said, last but certainly not least, that I have been trying to change as far as my habit to make my life better. Those are 5 habits that I have implemented that I believe truly changed my life, and I hope you guys have learned something. Let me know down below, like I said, of any tips or habits that you guys have implemented into your life. And that wraps up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!